Yeah. Anyway, ta-da!
He's back. Or hello.
He's back. It works. First thing I'm going to say is congratulations, because you pulled off something that was like, wow.
I was not expecting to win. It was. I woke up in the morning and went, "Oh fuck."
I'm not surprised. I mean, quite frankly, as I've said to both of you separately, it's like, you're mad. You're nuts. You are completely nuts.
It was, yeah, it just shows how disillusioned, because I had a message today from a member saying, "Oh my God, I didn't vote. I didn't realise I was meant to vote. Please don't penalise me for not voting." And it's like, it's all right, calm down. You're fine. No one's being penalised. You can carry on trooping.
What happened? Do we know what happened over on the 501st? Because that delay, I mean, you didn't have it because you went to bed.
Yeah.
But the rest of us were sitting there for like 45 minutes trying to just refresh.
It's pretty typical. Just everyone's sitting there refreshing, and the server just gives up, and it just goes, "Nope, you just got to wait."
Yeah, and there was a lot of waiting, a lot of grinding of teeth.
I was saying I was wearing the carp out at work, and I had nobody to say anything to, because I said to the guys who said, "Oh, Michael's won. It means we've won," and they just, yeah, whatever, just went downstairs. And I was walking around the carpet going, "Nobody's awake," and obviously you see my message as soon as I found out upon.
Right, and I have a list, and I've been through your Q&A, so I got a few from there as well. It wasn't the Q&A, it was your opening statement, really. I mean, that gave me a whole load of bits and pieces. He's worried now, isn't he? This is like Newsnight.
Say? Hold on, let me load it up and see what I
said. In your Q&A, subsection 3, paragraph 4, you said...
Yeah, right. I've got a few questions like that, so...
Okay, right. So, we'll do the welcome thing. The first thing is, Michael, tell us about yourself.
Oh, what is there to say? I've been in the Garrison and the Legion since, 2015. My first troop was at MCM, the November one. Turned up rather nervous as every other new member, and with my Revan costume, had no idea what I was doing or anything, but yeah, everyone was really great and helped me. So that's been good. Then 2017, something like that, I managed to clear Director Krennic after seeing the costume at Celebration London in 2016. So did that for a while. Then 2018, I became a Legion Captain of the Guard, and sort of policing what all the members around the world do, which was really interesting work, and yeah, gave me great insight into the Legion and what goes on, and all the sort of the mechanics behind the scenes, though I didn't really sort of have any direct influence over what was being done. It was just sitting being an observer, which was really interesting. And then yeah, up until December just gone, when I stepped down, and so I could focus on my campaign, and as I have been elected, focus on being commanding officer. But outside of the Garrison and the Legion, I'm an IT manager for a hospice here in Surrey, because I live in Hampshire, and been there fast approaching 2 years now, and it's great, rewarding, what I love doing. What else about myself? So I've got 2 kids, boy and a girl, so they keep me challenged quite a lot.
Kids do that.
Yeah, they do. So my son, he's on the spectrum, so that can make things quite challenging at times, but it's okay. He's in mainstream education and doing his GCSEs, and he's got a plan for his future, which he's worked out all himself. And my daughter will be starting GCSEs next year. So yeah, that's it really.
Okay. Chris, tell us about yourself.
I'm Christopher Annear from Cornwall. I say I'm from Cornwall. I was born in Devon, unfortunately, and then my family name's from Cornwall. I've got Pascoes on one side and Annears on the other, and I'm an Annear, and they're from the sort of Falmouth area of Cornwall. So yeah, and because I lived in Tor Point for a bit, which is just on the border, the closest hospital was in Devon. So they call me a mud skipper sometimes because of the mud in the river. I am a Sith Lord, Darth Vader, 251225, and I am also a Biker Scout and Biker Scout armourer for the UK Garrison.
Why did you go for CO?
So, well, why did I? So, attended Celebration last year back in London, and just generally, I was feeling a bit like a lot of other members and stuff, where it was a bit mundane, it was a bit samey, and didn't quite have the same excitement as when I first joined and stuff.
Are we talking about Celebration or trooping in general?
Trooping in general, sorry, yeah, Celebration was great, but yeah, trooping in general, going to Celebration and meeting up with everybody and all friends and stuff, because I've trooped with other garrisons around. Oh, I say around the world, but mainly America, and but yeah, so getting to see people and stuff, that's really felt the buzz again, and then I was talking to members and stuff and how they were feeling the same and that, and it just sort of started, well, I've got some ideas and stuff, and maybe I can make a bit of a difference. And yeah, just generally talking to people and sounding ideas. And yeah, they were like, oh, yeah, that sounds really good, and things like that. And one thing after another. And yeah, then sort of decided, okay, well, let's do this. Let's go for CO and see if I can do it, get elected, and then actually make a difference.
Out of interest, when did you actually make the decision that you were going to stand?
Probably not long after Celebration. Yeah, I was very conscious about what had happened in the past elections and stuff. And you're led by the CO and you work for the club. We're all here for our members. Without our members, we are nothing. The club is nothing. It wouldn't exist without the members. And they're walking away for whatever reason, and we need to understand that, and we need to listen to them and hear what their concerns are, why they're not coming out and trooping as much as they used to. I mean, the world has changed since COVID. We need to do something different to get people back, and that's something that I've had quite a few messages from members that have left for various reasons, and they're saying, well, actually, I'm thinking about coming back now that there's a change in the administration team. So far, it's quite positive.
Yeah, you need to, like I said, you need to evolve. If you don't evolve, you die. You become extinct. You need to evolve.
Yeah, and we're seeing clubs die. I mean, is it Sentinel? Sentinel have gone, and we've got members coming from Sentinel. Okay, so we got. Why did you go for CO? Why did you choose Chris?
This could be awkward, but no, we got talking to Chris. Obviously, the rumours were floating around. Chris reached out to me and just sort of talked about how he was supporting me, and about some of the Southwest members and stuff. And yeah, and we got talking, and then he was telling me about some other bits and pieces that he wasn't happy with and in the garrison. And it just, the more we talked, the more our thinking was aligned about what needs to be changed and stuff. So it just seemed the natural choice to then ask him if he wanted to be XO.
And he was mad enough to say yes.
Well, you had to ask his wife first.
We don't worry, we always do that. Well, one question was, were you surprised you won? You won, and the answer to that is you were, because you were still in bed at the time.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I didn't expect to win, so I was like, well, I'll just go to bed. Nothing's going to change overnight whether I win or not, so I'll just get up in the morning and check then. And yeah, I woke up and I was like, oh. Lots of disbelief and shock and stuff, and it's just
250 messages.
Yeah, this doesn't happen. It's just because of the history and stuff with, like, Gary's been around for a long time and done a lot for the garrison, and he's well respected and that by other members. So it's just like, it'll be close and stuff. But yeah, but no, waking up and seeing that, it was a massive shock. And yeah, but here we are.
Here we are. What was your biggest surprise about the election process?
How mentally draining the Q&A is, how much thought you have to put into each answer, because you can't just sit there and blurt off whatever, because people will react to what you say, and you could say one thing and that could then just swing it the other way. So it was a real look at the question, think about what they're saying, and then just give a balanced answer that fits into what you believe and that isn't going to rock the boat too much, I guess is the best way to put it.
What was your biggest disappointment?
Oh.
You won. There we are. You thought you were going to have a quiet life afterwards.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, biggest disappointment. I really don't know, actually. I don't know on that one.
Would you change any part of the process?
Would I change any part of the process? I would possibly shorten it, because a lot of the Q&A all happened. Well, I guess it's because of the timing. It happened over the weekend, the early part of the Q&A and stuff. So a lot of it, I was there all day Saturday answering questions, and then Sunday I had a lot of time to myself and stuff, and there were a few questions and that, but I dealt with those in the evening. And then, yeah, the rest of the time it was just the odd question here and there, and it's ended up mainly twiddling my thumbs, basically. And then you obviously have the voting section, which I think probably most people are, again, I can't remember, was that over the weekend? I can't remember now, but anyway, it just seems a little bit too long. I mean, you could probably knock a day, 2 days off each bit.
Did you have a look at any of the goings on the 501st?
I had a look at who'd been nominated, but other than that, no, because literally didn't. Well, I did have time, but it, like I say, dealing with the questions was so draining. I didn't have the energy, I think, to go and look through. But I was surprised that only two people were nominated.
What would you like to say to people who didn't vote for you?
Well, if it's like the person that messaged me earlier, don't worry, you're still going to be able to troop. But
did someone actually message you saying, "Can I still troop? I didn't vote for you"?
Near enough, yeah. But no, in seriousness, reach out and speak to us. Tell us why you didn't vote. Why weren't you engaged in the elections? I want to hear from you, basically. If there's a reason you weren't interested or didn't vote or whatever, and I'd like to understand, and hopefully that can then feed into what we do in the garrison to get you more engaged.
Okay. Chris, what were you doing during this point? Were you just sitting there going, "Oh my God, why have I said yes?"
No, I spent a lot of the time reading, obviously, the different answers, the questions, and then sort of thinking about what I would put to them. And it's very, very similar. Obviously, okay, it's not exactly word, that'd be ridiculous, but very, very similar to Michael and how, he answered a lot of the questions. It's all about, for me, it's all about, like say, the future. The club is everybody's club. It's like I said, it's they're just as much a member as I am. I have a job to do now, luckily, because they voted for us. But yeah, it's everybody's club, and that was my concern, really, that it would go the right way.
What do you see as the role of the CO?
Leading the garrison, but it's being there because I'm representing our members Legion level, so I need to be able to listen to our members and hear what their concerns are and try and influence change or represent them at Legion level is the critical thing, and make sure that their voices are heard. But also at the sort of the garrison level, it's making sure I deliver on what I promised, or as much of it as I can in the next 12 months, and yeah, making sure that I listen to them and hear what they've got to say. Because yes, those people voted for me, but I'm still a member myself. I have ideas and everything, but I don't necessarily have all the answers to what needs to be done or what needs to happen to make members come back and troop and make them, like in the election it was said, it doesn't feel as fun anymore. So it's about understanding and being the CO that listens.
Chris, what do you see as your role?
My role is mainly to back Michael, help him be his soundboard for different ideas, different bits and pieces that he wants to move forward, and to also, in a similar way, support the club and represent them to the best I can, to the best of the ability. And like I say, just be there to help Michael, be his number two. That's what I'm there for. It's because he's looking after the club. In some ways, I need to look after him and his interests by working with him.
Bringing cups of tea every so often.
Yeah, basically. It's a long way, mine.
What's your thoughts on squads? Because you seem to indicate during the Q&As that you were possibly looking at expanding the squad concept.
Not necessarily expanding the squad concept, but I'll go on record and say I am in support of squads. Obviously, my time as an LCOG, I saw squads come and go and what they do for different garrisons and stuff. And I think for us, it's certainly will be a good thing. I mean, it's Imperial West Midlands squad now. We've got the Welsh squad, and yeah, with their squad leaders and able to sort of focus on their particular region and stuff. And there are rumours floating around of other squads potentially coming along, but whether that will happen or not, I don't know. I can't say. But it's certainly a good thing because it's a way of a local leader that can focus on the members in that area. It doesn't change anything regarding to trooping or anything like that. It's just someone in that area that's going to listen to the members. And then what I'm quite keen on is the squad leaders actually having my ear, so to speak, so that they can tell me about things. Because I think one of the issues before is that a lot of members think it's sort of southeast London focused for the garrison, where having these squad leaders, they represent their members and they can talk to me directly and stuff. But the other thing is that, yeah, I did say that I want to look for a second XO, basically. So they won't have any Legion powers or anything, but they'll work at a similar level to Chris in the garrison, predominantly from the north, so that they can represent the members in that area.
Do you not feel that the creation of squads could lead to the breakup of the garrison?
No, I don't think so. I think as long as the squads are looked after and managed by, like myself and Chris and the other command staff, I think they'll be fine. Because if you look at like Germany, they have squads that are bigger than a lot of garrisons, and they haven't broken up into lots of different garrisons within the country. So it can work. I think we've probably got the right balance. Could we have some more squads? Yeah, I don't think it's a terrible thing. I think it would help.
Biggest challenges you see for the club?
This may be taken in the wrong way, and I don't mean it. I'm not looking to upset anybody, but I think we should have respect and we should learn from the past, but we shouldn't stay focused on it. We should look at evolving and making sure that we stay current and focused on what we're trying to achieve without spending too much time sort of focusing on what we used to do and the history of the club and that. So we need to respect that, obviously, and use it and learn from it. But we just need to look at what the world around us and what's happening and everything, and make sure that we adapt and adjust and yeah, we can move forwards.
Biggest challenge that you see for yourself personally?
Well, though I've seen how other COs work and stuff, it's, with respect to Gary, it's sort of getting over that, convincing members that I'm the right CO for the club now and moving it forwards, I think, is the biggest challenge. A lot of love and rightly so for Gary and everything that he's done, and he's set a great foundation for the club and over the long service that he gave. And now the members have said that they want change, and I need to live up to that. So that's the real challenge, is making sure that I can deliver and that I can be what members want me to be.
What's your funniest trooping moment? And before you answer that, I do have pictures of Krennic with a candle.
Oh, it's it's the interaction with the public when they come out with some really random things. I mean, I've been at the Space Centre dressed in Krennic, and people are calling me all kinds of names. They obviously get the usual Kylo Rens and all that, but the bizarrest one was when I was called Michael Jackson. Oh, it must be Michael Jackson in there. And I'm like thinking, what's going on? Have I fallen asleep or something? Am I dreaming? It's just so bizarre. But yeah, it's just, I think it's the interactions and those people that have seen Star Wars but don't necessarily always know everything about it or the levels that we do, and they just, yeah, they get all the things wrong and stuff, and you know the usual sort of, they see a TIE pilot and oh look, there's Vader and stuff. So that kind of thing.
Chris, what was your funniest trooping moment?
My funniest trooping moment is we were with the real icons at the time as Colonial Marines, and a friend of mine has a Ghostbuster, and when we were walking along and we were all dressed as Colonial Marines, a young lad ran up to him and asked him if he was a Ghostbuster. And he is a Ghostbuster, but he's not a Ghostbuster today. And obviously we fell about laughing at that. So yeah, that was brilliant.
Michael, some people call us elitist. How do you intend to change this perception?
We're not elitist. It's just, as you say, it's that perception that's come across. But it's about showing the community, the cosplay, costuming community, whatever you call it. It's showing them why we do what we do, why we have the standards we do, and we work so hard. It's and digging under the surface and showing the inner workings and that kind of thing. And I think we need to use yourself, Wayne, into PR and the rest of the team, and make sure that we get those videos and social media and stuff, and that we are highlighting not just the great work we do with all the charities and the raising money, but the members and yeah, the inner workings of the Garrison and the Legion.
Yeah, we're working on that one.
Work harder.
Are we blind? Deploy the garrison! No!
Are you canning parades? I noticed the comment of losing the make way for Lord Vader. Historically, that's actually, some of that's been generated by security.
Yes.
So are we losing parades?
Are we losing parades? For the moment, yes. I don't think we have the numbers, and there's been more negative press around parades than there has positive. So I think for the moment, we just need to pause on that, review it. That's something that the events team will be doing, is looking at what we can do at our larger events. And yeah, we'll see. But I'm not saying no, they're gone forever, but for the moment, yes.
Thoughts, comments on a Rebel Command? There seemed to be some confusion over whether you were just going to sort of amalgamate us all with Rebel Legion type thing. So yeah, could you expand a little bit on your thoughts in relation to Rebel Command?
Yeah, so obviously there is a great deal of history around Rebel Command, and I appreciate why it was created at the time, but the numbers, or the number of active members, is dwindling. So we need to ask those difficult questions, particularly with how strong and how far Rebel Legion have come now and what they're doing. So we need to look at the relevance of Rebel Command and whether it should still exist, or whether we should do something else with it, or what. But for the moment, for the immediate moment, nothing is going to change. It's going to carry on as it is. But what I want to do is, I don't want to get rid of it. I don't want to get rid of Rebel Command without having conversations with Julia, who leads on Rebel Command, and the Rebel Command members. But it's a case of, let's have those conversations, see what we can do. If we can re-energize it, great. If we can't, then we need to look at what the options are and how we deal with that. But ultimately, I just want to give those members a greater opportunity to troop. And if we can do something with Rebel Legion, then great. If we can't, then we'll have to see what we can do.
Are you planning to troop more with the Garrison?
Yeah, this actually came up in the election? That's a very similar question. Yeah, definitely. I mean, Gary was fortunate enough that he had opportunities where he could do a lot more trooping. I have a full-time job, though the hours are flexible, but it's Monday to Friday. I'd like to be able to do some Great Ormond Street troops. That would be good. Probably not quite got the right costume, but certainly be happy to crew those. But yeah, I'd definitely like to get out there and do some more trooping, time and life permitting and all that. But got to remember that real life does come first sometimes. So yeah, but yeah, definitely would like to.
What's your advice for newbies?
Have fun. Enjoy the whole process of becoming a member and building your costume. There are plenty of members in the club that have been through what you've been through. So reach out and say hello, post up on the forums, and yeah, you'll get great advice. But make sure you do plenty of research and when you're putting your costume together before you spend any money, because there'll be plenty of members that have told you they've gone out and spent lots of money on bits and pieces, then to sadly be told that they're not quite right. So just, like I say, take your time and yeah, just don't stress. Don't worry about. Everyone's excited when they first join and they want to get their costume together and get out there and get trooping. But take your time, get it right first time, and just ask questions. People are always happy to help in the garrison.
What's your favourite costume?
Oh, mine is Starkiller, the Hoth armor. Yeah, he's Vader's secret apprentice from, I can't remember what he's from exactly, but it's just a phenomenal costume, and I'd love to put it together because I'm still a big fan of Revan and just wandering around and making people jump and stuff. But yeah, Starkiller would be awesome.
Are you actually working on any costume now?
I've got a few on a slow burn. I'm trying to put a judge together, so 2012 Dread. But yeah, other than that, no, nothing major. There's a few bits and pieces, but yeah, nothing seriously putting together.
What do you see are the most important aspects of trooping?
Enjoying yourself. I think we're all there to hopefully do good and all the rest of it. And we just need to be enjoying it, because some troops can be really long and quite hard and stuff. But yeah, just need to be there and have fun.
How have things changed since you started trooping?
Things seem to have got smaller, if that want of a better term. Yeah, like some of the big events where we'd have 100 people, 200 people sign up. Those days seem to have gone and stuff. Though it's still a big family and we're all friendly and stuff, it just seems a lot quieter is probably the way to say it. But yeah, hopefully fresh leadership coming in will hopefully bring some of that fun back and excitement back, and that people kept talking about in the election and stuff, and yeah, see what we can do.
Chris, the question we were going to ask you before you disappeared and went all static.
The internet's a nightmare.
How have things changed in your trooping career? What have you seen changes?
Changes wise, it's probably the same. Attendance is slowly over time, but like you say, it's probably to do with COVID. Less people seem to be enthused, to do certain things, and I'd like to get it back to what it was before, really. Just like you said it anyway, but it's just that it's everybody's club. Is just because I'm XO and Michael's CO and that's a job, that's a position. Like it's not. We're not taking over. We're not. It's everybody's club, and we want everybody's input because it's their club. You shouldn't be scared to go. Oh, can we look at that? Can we look? Nothing. Like Mike said before, nothing's off the table. Let's it's sensible. So we'll look at it. That's the whole point. It's everybody's club.
So yeah, I think that's nearly the end. Unless is there anything else you'd sort of like to say, or questions you would like to answer?
No, I think mainly just thank you really, to everyone that voted for me and has sent me messages of support and all the rest of it. I know there'll be some members that are loyal to Gary that didn't vote for me, etc. But I hope that I can be as good a CEO as I possibly can for you all, and no matter who you supported in the election, I'm here for you. So you have any concerns, questions, anything, just feel free to reach out to me and ask. I'm here. I'm going to be open and honest with you as much as I can. And yeah, let's go out there and see what we can do and work together and hopefully raise as much money as we can, fill all those troops, and yeah, do good. Bad guys doing good.